My goals really, well, of course, I wanted to get the experience of the regional race because I had never been there before. And then it was, to shoot for top 12 to qualify. I wouldn't have been disappointed if I hadn't because it was my first time there. But that was a goal, of course. So.
Sure. Have you ever run in a 10,000 before with that many competitors on the track at the same time?
No, I haven't. That was definitely a first. It was probably the most aggressive race I've ever run with that many people all at the front in one big pack. So yeah, that was a challenge, but it was fun.
Sure.
Yeah, I wanted to stay sort of in the outer lanes of the race to avoid all of the pushing and shoving that was going on. I knew that obviously running in lane 3 for the first part of the race, I was going to be running a little extra, but I felt like it was probably the safest option.
Sure. And then as you get into the middle and latter half of that race and the pack starts to break apart a little bit, do you have a pretty good idea of where you're sitting in terms of what place you're in?
I had somewhat of an idea of what place I was in at that point. I knew that I was in top 12. I wasn't sure exactly where I was, around 14, 15, something like that. So I just sort of tried to maintain contact with that front group and hope that as the race progressed, I would be able to figure out, or someone would tell me, where I needed to be. So.
Do you get a lot of communication from coaches as the race is going on to help you kind of know what you've got to do and where you're at?
Yeah, I do. I get, split times are always helpful, and then towards the end there, they were telling me what place I was in and what girl that I needed to catch to place, so that was definitely a big motivator at the end there.
Sure. So the last 2 laps, you're kind of outside of the top 12 as it begins. How much did you know you had enough in you to get over the hump and get into the top 12? What was that like, those last 2 laps?
The last 2 laps of the race, I really, I got kind of like a second wind. Like, I knew that I was close, and I've been really working on my kick, my finish at the end of the race recently. So I think those last 2 laps, I knew who I needed to catch, and I just focused on that person, and I just went for it.
Perfect. So let's kind of change focus, go looking ahead now to Eugene. And have you ever raced out there before?
No, I've never raced out in Oregon before.
Sure. And obviously Eugene is known as Tracktown USA.
Right.
Is that exciting to be able to run in kind of the mecca of track for the United States?
Yeah, it's super exciting to get to run out there. I've watched the national championships on TV every year, and other races there as well, and it's just really exciting to actually get to go.
Sure. And then what kind of goals have you set for yourself as you get out there?
I think, again, the biggest goal is just to get the experience, of course, because I've never been there either, and I guess a sort of secondary goal would be that 8 to 16 range, the second team All-American. So that would be a really big accomplishment at this point.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Rachel, for spending the time today.
Thank you.